So hey, Meanmower here. Done a lot since the last video, so apologize, way behind. But it was nothing horribly exciting or technical. It was mostly tearing the Toro down to the frame, bare bones. Seat, rear end, steering column, front axle, back axle, transmission, everything. It was pretty much just a big old piece of bent steel. So much going on, hard to decide where to start. Replaced the old 5-horse motor with a 12 Briggs Stratton. Doing all this with the help of the Mud King. He's a good buddy of mine. He really holding my hand through this process. Really appreciate his help. Spent some time with him and Fearless today. Things didn't go great for him. Ask him how his carb's doing. But anyway, 12 horse to replace the 5 that was on it. We've rebuilt the carb, which needed to be done. Got a whole ton of parts for it. Yeah, run through some of the stuff we've picked up for it to replace. Ultimately, it's going to be a 4-wheel drive mower. It's sort of ambitious, but this doesn't have a transaxle. It's actually got its own transmission. So I feel like I'm ahead enough of the game that it's worth putting in the extra effort to actually make this a 4-wheel drive mower. You don't see it done too often, and when you do, you don't see it done like this. It's going to be all 40 chain drive, indestructible. At least that's my hope. So there's the original hood that's come off the Toro. I may give it a paint job, sort of clean it up. I love it. It's classic. I definitely want to stick with it if I can. There's the old rear end wheel wells, and that housed the seats. Let's see, steer column, seat, and some pulleys, and I've got a box of parts going. A box, and I've even got a designated jar of nuts and bolts and odds ends. Mud King is gracious enough to be helping me out. I'm sharing his space right now. And way ahead of time, I've got a battery, so we're getting close. Let's see. Old rear end. With the old rear axle. It was rugged as it is, but you know, we're going one rugged further. And there's the old front end in there. Is they going to be making this 4-wheel drive? Got some serious parts for it. So to replace the old rear end, got this go-kart axle. Pretty nifty. It's got, I think, a real minor bend in it. It was intended for a racing mower, and the bend is too much for the speeds they're going to be doing, but for me, it's going to be just fine. So, inch or maybe inch and an eighth, I forget the exact size of the axle. It's a beefy axle, brand new sprocket. I've got brand new hubs. All the stuff came from BMI carts, except for the intended front tires. There's the front tire sitting on the back tire. I may or may not, before I'm done, decide to go with a larger front tire. Those are 13 inch, and I may want to go up to 16 or even 18. I've got tire envy because Fearless front, and at least the Mud King's definitely got some bigger front tires, and I don't want to get out there and have tire envy. And I've got about 10 feet worth of 40 chain I had to get. Locking collars for all the components I'm going to have to deal with. Bearings and stuff for my new front end. That's going to be my new front axle. Probably going to have to cut it down in length a little bit, but really looking forward to rigging this all up, and yeah, with the help of the Mud King and sort of riding on their coattails to get started. Him and Fearless front being real good to me, helping me get into things. And ambitious project, doing the front end 4-wheel drive. It's gonna definitely require some fabricating, but really looking forward to it. Lots to do. So far, investment wise, I'm pretty low. Mower was free. Acquired the motor, acquired the rear axle. You know, I've had to drop a little money on the front axle, the front tires. Actually, I had the rear tires given to me. I liked it because the tread pattern on the back tires is sort of close to the front tires that I'd picked up. But like I said, may end up going up a size, may not. We'll see what the ratio is. You got to gear the front tires to be turning at the same rate of movement as the back tires, not the same rate of turns. So there's some important gearing to be done. But it's going to be a lot to do, but I want to do a lot. And when it's done, I'm going to be crawling past the guys with their rear-wheel drive only mowers who are sitting there spinning. I look forward to putting past them and waving with a grin on my face. As the back starts to come together, and that'll be first. We'll get the back together, and then ultimately get the front together, and mount the motor, throw everything back together, build for the back to accommodate the battery. This was a pull start originally, so somewhere along the way going to make it an electric start and sort of redo the rear end. I do hope to use the old seat. It's a 71 Toro, and that was actually the first year that Toro sort of patented the name. So the first official Toros were built in 71, and I'd like to pay homage to and keep as much of it as I can. If I can use the same steer column, the same seat, and the same front hood, I'll feel like I've done that to a decent degree. You know, the stuff I changed, I pretty much had to make it, you know, the beast that it's going to be. So that's where I'm at. And when it's all said and done, to replace the old back end that sort of served as a mount for the seat and wheel wells, I've got a big steel drum barrel. I'm going to cut sections out of that and make wheel wells for the back. It'll hopefully look good, and I might even use a little bit for the front. We'll see. But when it's all said and done, I like painted, make it look real sexy, and you know, black and red and white are going to be the theme colors, because that's what it was, has been, and I hope always will be. So I'll keep you posted, and as this thing comes to fruition, you'll be with me along the way. And Fearless Front and the Mud King appreciate all you guys' help and involvement in the off-road mud community, and for taking me under your wing and helping me get started. So that's where I'm at right now. Real early stages on the Meanmower's old Toro, I like to call it. This actually was my grandfolks, and as a young boy, we took the deck off of this and used it as a go-kart. We had a lot of fun on it. So to me, it's very meaningful to sort of resurrect it and have more serious adult fun with it now that I'm, well, not serious, but at least I'm an adult. Or semi, debatable. Don't believe what you hear. That's where I'm at, and hopefully soon we'll have some sort of rear end on it, and then all of a sudden we'll have a front end on it, and one day I'll be able to sit on it and make noise and move forward, relentlessly move forward. So thanks for watching, and I'll keep better updated from now on, and yeah, look forward to giving you more videos.